Now, a vital part of tomorrow's world, tomorrow's girl. What will future science and technology do for her? Or perhaps more to the point, what will she do with future science and technology? No hair, a nylon wig, just a quick wipe with the damp cloth and your head's as good as new. You notice the shirt with no collar, but that is made of paper, just the thing for jotting down telephone numbers. In fact, you could make notes all over yourself. The jacket and skirt in plastic, the sort of material that they used for covering kitchen tables not so very long ago. And if the synthetic weather should prove unreliable, why then we have a plastic Macintosh with these extremely interesting transparent pockets. Oh, and one other thing, the earrings. On tomorrow's girl, they wouldn't just be earrings, they'd be tiny transistor radios, light program for one ear, third for the other, every taste catered for.
Well, you wouldn't get away with that today. And I think the most striking thing about that piece of film is the way that everything is so firmly locked into the 60s, except for Raymond Baxter's suit. But what about all those advances in science and technology? Did we get anything right? Well, the thing was that tomorrow's girl came and went very rapidly. Shortly after we made that prediction, paper clothes did go on sale, and they were cheap enough to be given away free with packets of soap powder. But they weren't very comfortable. Not only did they crease and tear very easily, but if you had a tendency to sweat, they turned to papier-mâché under your armpits. So, on the whole, plastic and paper were a brief fad, although in some areas disposability did become indispensable, for instance, in theatres, in hospitals. So what should we have said about tomorrow's girl? Well, we can forget the radio earrings, because how could we possibly have guessed that she'd wear a whole tape deck in her pocket and a computer on her wrist? Things which in 1965, before the advent of the microprocessor, would have been inconceivable. And 22 years later, she is still wearing synthetics, but they're light years away from the ones that Raymond enthused about. For instance, this is what nylon filaments looked like then, a little enlarged, but you can see they're very smooth and regular, and they produced these shiny, cold materials like this. But today's filaments can be made many times thinner, so that you can construct the tangled effect, even the little hairs that you find in natural fibres, and that's what makes these nylon materials feel so soft, warm and natural. So the idea now is to produce materials which are even better than natural fabrics. The fabrics that will take us into the 90s are still synthetic, but they're engineered to suit your every need and comfort. And as we never learn from our mistakes, here is our prediction of what today's science and technology will do for tomorrow's person.
Greetings, 20th century people. I'm wearing part of the gear of the future. Well, it may look like today's, but it's not what it seems. The suit is chemically treated to make it thermosensitive. It absorbs heat when you're hot, thus cooling you down, and releases it again when you're cold, so you maintain a constant temperature. Well, I don't have much in my pockets. A few smart cards, holograms of my family, and we've finally solved the problem of lost keys. Don't have any in the first place. Each unique fingertip opens all the different doors in my life when I press them against pattern recognition pads. I also carry my doctor round with me. A tiny biosensor under my tongue analyses chemical changes in my saliva and radios any changes that I ought to know about. To my tie, which changes colour so I can intercept most illnesses before they become a problem. And I carry my office round with me as well. Now this isn't just a watch or just a TV phone. It's, if you look, it might have Maggie underneath. Wave, Maggie. It's also satellite connected, so I can receive information, any information I want, from any computer I have access to around the world. And I carry a printer for that information in my briefcase, so that when I get a message, it all prints out like that. But oh, what else have I got in here? How about this for a bit of future entertainment? This is my 3D TV, and I can shut out the world for the brief moments that I'm still stuck on mass public transport systems. Well, we take full responsibility for our predictions, so someone will be back in 20 years' time to analyse just what happened to tomorrow's person.